Hey, how's it going? It's Grant
And Shelby.
with the Garden of Eater, and today we're just doing a general discussion, a little catch up. We are freshly home from Dallas, Aquascaping, 17-hour drive home. We didn't really make any stops on the way back other than to pick up the kids from Lucas and Sarah's, but we're home now. We're settled in. It's been quite the adventure. Lots of things to go over. Yes, and lots of little things to cover. But on top of that, we're here to answer any shrimp questions to help you guys out and anything like that. Do you have or you at least have the photo?
I do have a photo.
One of the things we did, of course, was set up the shrimp contest. Once we get some more people in here, I'll start announcing the winners to that. It has been posted. We've stopped doing like the live streams at the event. The internet's usually horrible, the sound's horrible, and it's just a bunch of people that are complaining about it. So we posted it on Facebook for those who are able to send their shrimp in and not able to attend. So we'll be getting to that. But we'll start off our trip. We loaded up the car and then headed towards Dallas. On the way, it is less than a mile detour to stop at a place called Duke's Seafood and Steakhouse. And we stopped there and had dinner with Stephen P., Jenna P., and their kids. Really great to hang out with them. That's going to be like our go-to stop from now on when we're traveling and heading over there. Gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish pie. It's phenomenal food. Free hush puppies with your orders, and it's really good food. But the most important part is getting to hang out with Steven and Jenna. They're really great friends, and we don't live close enough to go hang out with them all the time. So, there's discussion on plants, discussion on CO2 and water parameters, and very nerdy, geeky stuff like you would expect from me and Steven. But Jenna got to see the baby, and she got to sit in a high chair for her first time. So she's quite stable now. She's very active. Last week when I was like, oh, she's mobile now, she's all on the move. That was definitely in play this weekend. She did not want to be in her in her car seat or stroller or anything like that at all. She wanted to go. She is determined to get a hold of something, and she'll do whatever she can to get it. But she was pretty much the center of attention everywhere we went. Some of the people who are really good friends with us didn't expect them to be such a sucker for babies. Like, we got a friend, Chucker Tammy, and she's a great, wonderful person, but I just didn't think she would be so in awe over this little baby all weekend.
And our baby, the same.
Constantly going back
yeah.
and forth, and she had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Myra is so happy. She slept most of the day. She slept through the night driving. Yeah. We couldn't believe how long she fell asleep. I think it was a record how long she fell asleep.
Yeah. And then we got home, slightly unpacked, and her and Shelby slept again. Yeah. Took her a while to fall asleep. She was very cranky, but you could tell all she wanted was more sleep. Nothing else was really making her happy. Even being in the walker for the first time in a while, that was over in about 5 seconds. She was tired and zonked out, and I didn't want to wake him up, but we had to eat dinner. So went and grabbed dinner, and I maybe timed it a little bit too late, but we're 7 minutes behind. It
wasn't too bad. I mean, we literally just ate before the stream. So big shout out to Vibes. Thank you for all your help and all your company this weekend. Really enjoyed it. Of course, enjoy every time we're with you.
Vibes. It's a pleasure every time we get to see you. really enjoyed getting ice cream and tacos last night, and really appreciate your help and everything like that. You, Mike, um, you guys helped Mike Esposito, Jerry, Callie. A lot of you guys stepped up to the plate and helped us out at the show. And of course, I can't forget Jay Oliver and his son, and my buddy Jeremy. They were huge help at the Aquascaping show, like they always are. And
Look what Vibes gave us. This thing is so cool.
I didn't even see that.
I know. I forgot to show you, and I was surprised I could find it because I just threw it in the car. The kids were able to find it. But the cool thing is, I don't think you're going to be able to see, but VAs printed on the back for Vibes Aquatics. That's so cool. We have our own little mini Frontosa. Look, I could tell people we have one. I love Frontosas, but like I would probably never keep a tank big enough for them. Like a 55 would be okay for like why they're babies. But I don't think I'll leave that to Ryan, and we could just go check out Ryan from Wild Fish Tanks all the time. He's got a really cool, but this was like the coolest thing we got this weekend too. Thank you so much, Vibes.
And I don't want to mess up her name, but who's the other person that helped?
Serena.
All right, I was going to say Sabrina. I'm so sorry.
You're the worst.
But we had a lot of help, and got to meet a lot of great people, a lot of support. Really wish that we had our stickers done in time, because a lot of people were talking about how they watch us on YouTube, and we have stickers just for those moments. So
they're not even shipped yet.
Yeah. Well,
I just looked at the tracking. It's
they're not
even
in
yet.
transit yet.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. They're just behind. I heard it from someone else. So Myra, this is a question for you. What is your most favorite part of the trip?
It was probably the smells of the ice cream places that we went to.
Was it Mommy? Oh, it was Mommy.
Oh.
That's what she said.
All right.
Is that right?
Well, let's get back to the... Oh, wait. Hold on. First, we have a gifted membership from the one and only Johnny Best. Thank you so much, Johnny. If you were the lucky person to get the membership, please email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com. Send us your name and address. We'll send you an exclusive TGOE holographic sticker, as well as a 10% off code to our website, tgoeshrimp.com. There is somebody waiting for that code, and I forgot. We only just got home, and Shelby will take care of it first thing in the morning. I know they wanted to place the order today, but we'll hook them up for the wait. I'm sorry.
I'll try to remember after it. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Yeah, really appreciate that. So back to Louisiana. Wonderful dinner with the... I don't want to call them the P's. Jenna P and Stephen P. The Phillips. And we found out the first time we were down there hanging out with them that coffee call was also another must stop, and we checked it out. Another only 6-minute detour on the way to Dallas. So we hit up their drive-through, and we got fresh beignets and hot chocolate. The beignets are delicious. This is twice in a row now where the fingers were not as good as the beignets, but I swear the first time the fingers were better than the beignets. So it's like a hit or a miss. Got to order both. But yeah, it's there's nothing better than a fresh beignet for dessert or dinner, with like a good scoop of ice cream. That would be the ultimate combination.
Jimmy Barbie, first Monday chat from me. Wanted to say I really enjoyed your talk in Riley a few weeks ago. Thanks for making the trip. Learned a lot.
Well, appreciate that. I had a lot of fun at the Raleigh Aquarium Society. A lot of people have been reaching out and asking follow-up questions and stuff like that. Really dialing in everybody's tanks, and Neil had reached out and had taken something from my talk and wanted to use it in one of his fish tanks, and I was like, no, there's something better. And I told him about purge, and they removed the tannins, and he had like a day 13 and a day 17 comparison, and the tannins had very much cleared up. So it was cool to see that. Why are you giving me that look?
Like that. I think that should be like a very well-known thing. I guess it's not. That purgeon's great.
Yeah,
that's like one of the first like things we really got into when we started. I mean, we've been doing that with our shipping for a long time. Like we've used purgeon for so long, it's crazy. You're just a wiggle butt. Vibes, home safely listening and unpacking, then bed. I'm glad you got home safe. Yeah, she is too.
We got home about 5 hours ago, and took us quite a while to unpack the car and get everything unloaded. Had to get the tank out and everything like that.
What's that? Benny's international contest is coming up, I believe. Excited to see that.
The Italian one. I saw he was lead judge.
Yeah,
congratulations, Benny.
Awesome.
Throw my name in the hat, if they want an American one.
I wish I knew how to send it off. Oh, Anastasia, that was so great to see you. It was wonderful as always. You're always so helpful. Kept checking up on me the entire show.
And I was going to say, you probably got the best reactions out of Myra. There is like 2 or 3 times during the show where you just had her smiling and squealing, and she was so happy. So at one of the trips, Tristan was the clear winner when we had people clearly trying for first place, but you were the clear winner this weekend.
Thank you for everything. It was so lovely to see you. Johnny said he's selling isopods. Yes, we are.
They should be on the website still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are.
We had them with us at Aquascaping. This is the first time where people just seemed like they weren't that interested in the livestock on the table. And we didn't sell a single bag of red cherries.
I caught so many.
And we've got like half of our isopod bags left. This is the first time we're coming home with a bunch of rabbit snails and other snails. Usually we sell out of all the snails. So,
like I said, what were the hot new fish, shrimp, or plants?
So the hot fish for sure were the koi. The koi show really blew away everything out of the water.
Didn't get a single picture or video.
No pictures or video,
so
but I was lucky enough that the Aquascape contest was like on one side of the koi contest, and the water change station was on the other. So the whole time I got to walk by and look at the koi the entire show. I didn't film anything, but I think I mentioned like koi are probably one of my top favorite fish, just because they're like one of my childhood nostalgia fish. And and they were incredible. The shrimp, I'll get into the best of show in a little bit, but the plants, ADA was there, so their Planet Aquarium pretty much stole the show.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty. See, I said I got the plants and shrimp in their new homes. Thanks again. So glad to hear. Thank you. Phil, member for 7 months, thank you so much. Said, hello, I need your help. I have a group of 20 or so Black Galaxy fish bones. The tank is leaking. Do I move them into a black mid-grade boa tank or risk a tank I've only had running a few days?
I would put them into the boa tank. It's going to be easy to separate them, and if they crossbreed, it's not the end of the world for just one generation.
You might just get
but
more.
You've got 20 Black Galaxy fish bones. Risking them in a new tank isn't something I'd like to do. You can keep them together for 30 days and then separate them quite easily enough. They have almost the same genetics, most likely.
Larry D said one of the black rose shrimp had a solid red shrimplet. So cool looking.
Yeah.
That
So
is
the
weird.
no.
Oh, Bloody Marys.
Yes.
I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, that the black rose will throw a random red, random blues, random carbon and blue
Tired.
release. You also get an oddball green or orange even. I've never seen a yellow one out of mine, but I wouldn't say it's impossible.
Yeah, no yellows, but we've definitely had an orange and greens. I have a colony that produces quite a bit of greens. And then I have a colony that does produce a lot of the Rillies. And then we have the main colony that produces more Bloody Marys, but I don't see Bloody Marys in the other two. It's so strange how they're so different from each other. And one of my Black Rose line has like the best looking like rusty color to them. And I think those are the coolest ones.
Then we drove through Louisiana. We got into Dallas really late Wednesday night. Checked into the hotel, a new hotel for us. We got very little sleep. Myra was like, "Hey, I've been cooped up in a car all day. It's my turn to party." And I literally like fell asleep while she's sitting up like this, and I just held her leg while she watched some like crime show that Shelby put on the TV, and she was sitting up for a good probably hour before I like grabbed her and I convinced her to go to sleep, and then I passed her back to Shelby, but she did not want to stay asleep for very long. It was a very rough night on a night where we needed our sleep desperately. And that was the start of the issues. The food was incredible this trip.
Mm-hmm.
The trip itself, though, very many obstacles, more than usual. Car, though, rental car, Enterprise, they hooked us up. No issues this time. Not sponsored, but I would accept rental cars for free in the future as sponsorship. Enterprise, call me. You can pick me up.
Benny Tay had another good point. Breeder boxes. That'd be
Yeah.
also a good idea. Mike said, "Did you learn any new fun facts about shrimp or fish?"
Oh, I'm not sure. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. When you hear everything that we went through, I didn't have a lot of time to enjoy the show. ADA was there. I made sure I walked through ADA booth. I made sure I like introduced myself and said hello to the judge, but I didn't get a conversation off with the guy or get to talk to him about the tank at all. Shelby did very shortly.
For like 2 seconds after we had done the awards ceremony, he did say that our tank, mainly Grant's tank.
No, hold on. You can't say mainly Grant's tank. All of the woodwork, except for 2 pieces, were me. And all of the rock work, except for 1 piece, was you. Oh, wait. I did like 3 pieces up front. But the rest was you. No. I did the rock work, didn't I? But you did all the woodwork.
Yeah, you just said 2 seconds ago that you did all the woodwork.
No.
With 3 pieces.
But 2 pieces in the back.
Yeah, you said it. You said me.
You did all the woodwork.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Okay. It's not what you said.
Listen.
But
the design was Shelby's. I wanted her to do most of the rock work. Mm-hmm. I think
most of the rock work. I
added a lot of rock because of the fillers. So that's why I was like, I did a lot of rock work. The work I did, you can't really see.
But anyways, his comment was that if the tank was to mature, grow out, it would look really good. And that was something that was really nice. For the competition, we had tissue culture cups, which they're nice, but like for competition, you want grown out plants because it gives you the full effect of what you're trying to achieve. So it's hard to envision what someone's got going on. And we probably should have asked about plants before we did the Aquascape. And we probably would have went a whole different direction with Escape. we're used to previous competitions with a bunch of stem plants and things from the nursery. And there was none of that. So it was all tissues, which they're very small, not grown out. But they saw the vision, and we still got a ribbon. So it was nice. I enjoyed
I want to talk
it.
about the aquascaping when
Later.
we get there
Okay.
a little bit more. I'm breaking it up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're still on our trip.
Okay.
We just got a horrible night's sleep. We get into Aquashella. It is Thursday. We've got Vibes and Mike on the way. I tell them, listen, don't even worry about it. Don't worry until like 12, 2 o'clock, whatever. We don't have our pallet when we first got there, so we're waiting on it. And then we can, rush into gear. We pretty much just brought all of our stuff into the venue and then went and got In-N-Out. We don't have In-N-Out on this side of the United States. So that's kind of our like first go-to lunch when we get into Dallas. And Harley says that they have extra large milkshakes, but I swear we tried to order and they said only one size. So maybe that's the Dallas location, but I'm gonna have to try next year to get an extra large one. But this time I just ordered 2 milkshakes because they're not big enough. So we I got 2 milkshakes. Shelby just got the one. We got some animal fries as well as the hamburgers, of course. Then we went ahead back to the venue, started setting up the tables and getting everything ready. We just basically put it around to just keep ourselves busy because the pallet didn't show up until really, really late. We got cheesecake that night with Mike Esposito, as well as, did we bring somebody else out to Cheesecake Factory?
Brandy.
Yeah, as well as Brandy, who works with Shelby for Pisces, and they do the live streams together on Tuesdays now. So if you're looking for your Pisces dose of the week, make sure to check them out on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Eastern time. But we got back from Cheesecake Factory and they had just got the pallet on the floor. So it's very late. I had already pre-mixed the water though beforehand. Mixing up the salts is very important, especially when running a competition in smaller aquariums. And so we got that dialed in, got the tanks put together, got the tanks put with soil in them and filled up with water. That's when Serena and Callie showed up and with Vibes to help us finish unboxing and putting together all the tanks. If they didn't show up when they had, me and Shelby probably would have got no sleep that night because once again, Myra kept us up that night as well. But the contest at least was cycling, as you want to say. Not much of a real bacteria cycle. You're just making sure that the pH is buffering the substrate, so that way the next morning when we add all the shrimp, that the shrimp are good. What irks you most in the competition? The lack of competition. I think that in the United States, the whole Facebook thing that made it against the rules to sell live goods on Facebook kind of did a lot of the breeders in. There's not too many people interested anymore in breeding shrimp. So the competition is kind of fading away. There's still like really high grade shrimp, really nice shrimp that are entered. There's just not as many groups being entered in. So one thing I think we're going to do to combat this is we have it set to $25 entry fees. But I talked with George and George agreed $25 for the first entry and $5 for each group after that. We can't do it for free. The whole reason why we charge $25 even in the first place Oh, I wish we had one of the awards. Will you? I'll hold. Oh, you don't know where they are. Oh, yeah, they're in the white bin on the table right there. Shelby made really nice awards. I like to show them off if I can. Um, but we have to ship those awards to the winners. There is a $250 cash prize. The shipping to the facility, and I'm going to get into more of that later. Usually there's a receiving fee, and the receiving fee is like $16 to $25 depending on the facility. I'd hate to see the receiving bill in Vegas. Like that one would be insane, probably compared to everywhere else. Or if it to the Global Pet Expo, that those ones are probably like the most expensive charges. But Shelby made these beautiful prints, and it's a really nice award. I think she's really outdone herself. It's got the logo made by Cherie Bloomfield, and I think it's a really good mash of American ingenuity. We got the tanks all done though. Horrible sleep, and then the next morning we started getting shrimp into the tanks. It's so hot. The building is extremely hot. Thursday there was no AC in the building. Very, very hot. I don't know how we were sweating in Texas with how just dry it is, right? And then we got the competition started. Shelby had to escape some tanks. We got going with the hardscape. Pretty much whipped. That was like the easiest hardscape I think we've done though out of all the competitions. We had a lot of other stuff going on.
It was weird that we got done so fast.
Well,
that's the thing.
Kind of forced our hand because
we didn't have enough wood.
We could have used some more wood, but on top of that, we were like, "Where's all the shrimp boxes?" And Will had sent us a message saying, "Hey, the box is being held at the post office." So when we called up the post office, they're like, "There's no box here. It's probably on the truck with the driver." So we waited out that on Thursday, no box of shrimp. The box is still saying held for pickup. And that's when Mike, New Local Austin, goes to the closest post office to the facility, right? You'd think that'd be our post office. No box there. Tammy goes to the second furthest post office. No boxes there. Laura Walters messages us. Richard Reynolds gives us a call. Everybody's box is being held for pickup, and nobody asked for this. So we're like, what's going on? Well, the real hero of the entire weekend is Jacob Waters. He was able to figure out that his box, and I wasn't able to do this on my end. So maybe there is something in your, like when you make the label in your original link that the person that makes the label gets has extra details. But he was able to tell me that the box was being held at this location, which, by the way, was the fourth furthest location of post offices away. But it was the main hub, so it made sense. But by the time we had figured that out, it was 4:56. Post office was 16 minutes away and closed at 5. So I drove like a maniac still with a prayer and a hope. Saw people behind the cash register. I banged and banged on the door. And the guy's like, and I was like, they're gonna die. And the guy's like, huh? And I was like, they're gonna die. And then there's another lady next to him. He goes to the lady, what did he say? And I was like, if I don't get the box, all the shrimp, they're gonna die. And so the guy gets closer to the door. He's like, what's going on? And I'm like, please, sir, please hear me out. I don't know why. None of the customers requested this. I didn't request this. Here's my ID. And I slammed it on the window. I was probably too aggressive. But I was like, please, sir, if I don't get these boxes today, they're gonna die in this Texas heat. And the guy's like, what's the address? And I'm like panicking, like, I don't have that ready, dude. So let me figure that out. The internet's not working in this location. It's taking forever. I finally get the address to him. He goes into the back. He's gone for a while. And I'm like, there's no boxes here. We're already done for. They're probably on a truck heading back to the people who sent the boxes in. Because
that's what it said.
Laura said that.
Yeah.
Only Laura said that, though, right? So the guy comes back with 4 boxes. Laura's box is one of them. Jacob's box, Richard Reynolds. I can't remember the fourth box right now. No, Chuli's box made it. So that's why I knew that the actual facility wasn't doing anything wrong. William Parks. So I get their boxes. We get the shrimp entered in the contest. This show is saved.
I guess that could irk us.
But
shipping issues.
But the guy walks out or opens the door, asks me to come back there, and I'm talking to the actual mailman. And the mailman, you can tell he's fresh, like first day on the job, first week maybe. But he didn't know where to deliver the boxes. And I was like, my guy, you can't give up on these that easy. Like 2 days in a row, you're just like, this isn't a location I deliver to. Come on. So, yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. And that was during the Aquascape contest. But winning's not everything. The lives of shrimp is. Mm-hmm. So I put down everything and I went on the chase. And even though the doors were locked, if you tell people something's going to die, you'll get their attention. If you tell them livestock in general is going to die, you can usually get stuff reversed. One time FedEx was going to incinerate 8 or 18 of our boxes that we had shipped out through ShipStation at a discounted rate. And that night, we printed the labels the day early. And that night, ShipStation sold to a different company. So all of the trackings that came out were avoided. And nobody told me. And I was like, where are my boxes? And then found out where they were through customer service. And I was like, there's endangered species in those boxes. If you don't save those, you're going to be responsible for an entire extinction of shrimp. And that got their attention. A little lie. They were probably just red cherries and crystals and the basics. But yeah, either way, they're lives, and you do what you got to do to make sure they get through. Is there anything else, or should I continue on with story time?
There was this question I've got, and thank you everyone on the compliments on the awards. It was a little last minute.
There was a lot of lack of sleep for this show. There was a lot. If one were to want to enter a shrimp competition, which shrimp would you want to choose? Sex, size, etc. So I would go for the shrimp that look identical, that are massive in size. Size is a big portion of the score. And it is, out of 25 groups of shrimp, I would say only 2 of them were full grown. And none of them got full 30 score, 30 out of 30. I've seen tigers get bigger than anything that was entered in the contest, and I've seen yellow neos, green jades get larger than anything that was entered in the competition. So those were missing points. I was also, I don't know how I did compared to the other judges on grading scale and everything like that. But leg color, I'm a little bit more strict with on this one than I think I was in the past, just because now I know what true potential really looks like amongst the different kinds of shrimp. So there wasn't a lot of nice leg color. So if you've got some shrimp that are big in color or big in size, I'm sorry, and have color on the legs. If they got color on the legs, chances are they got really good color. And then you just need them all. Chances are they have really good color on the body. I'm sorry, I'm talking too short. But yeah, if you got 5 identical looking shrimp, you're gonna score really high. So you don't really, it doesn't really matter what kind they are. There's different groups for each ones. Thank you, Garcia, for getting people to hit that like button. Really helps get more people in here and get the chat going. Shelby left, so we lost like 8 people, but she'll be back, and they'll be back too. Oh, lost 2 more. Thank you for doing this. The hobby owes you both. Yeah, the whole reason why we do the shrimp contest in the first place is for the hobby. The amount of people that go to Aquashella, and I'm talking to the koi people about this too, because I put on a show. There's a flower horn guy that puts on a show, and we go back and forth, and there's no real competition between us. They're not gonna the next day go on and like just throw on a shrimp competition. We're all just trying to make sure that the life of the animals, the care of the animals, and everybody's happy. The competition runs smoothly, shipping and everything, logistics wise, right? So I'm talking to the people that run the koi show, and I'm like, hey, you guys have a good show, and they're like, oh yeah, incredible. If they have this again next year, we're gonna have the koi show here too. And it's like, and I go, yeah, why is that? It's like the amount of people. You don't get that many eyes out of any other show other than Aquashella. And it's true. The amount of people that go through the doors is incredible. I think there is a little bit less people, too, than there was last year. If they had gone last year, they would have been blown away. But the koi fish were phenomenal. There's some massive koi in there, some really nice grades, colors, morphs. There's some with the nice big scales on the sides, which I like. I had a couple big ones like that, but it's a possum, I think. I believe it was a possum. Got my koi fish out of the pool. My big ones. I lost like 3 big ones. But thank you, Garcia, once again for getting people to smash that like button. Yeah. Yeah. Garcia's another one that gets some big smiles out of you, Myra. Let me scoot back over.
Oh.
You all right?
Yeah. Sore.
So this is where I'm at. So on Friday, we tracked down the shrimp, got all the shrimp entered in the contest. They had no, they didn't have any dinner or anything, but we went out with Harley and Mike. Mike and Elijah also joined us. I can't remember what we did for dinner now on Friday night. We did barbecue with just Mike and Elijah. That was that one place. Oh, what happened? You want to be turned around?
With Harley and
Yeah, we had barbecue. Yeah, I can't
You said
remember.
Mike and Elijah.
No, right.
It was
Traveling tank Ferris Wheelers. It's not
Ferris
Bueller's.
Wheelers.
It's Ferris Wheelers.
We
But-
didn't even go look at the Ferris wheel.
Oh,
We were all
that's
so
why.
tired and full.
Man, Harley kept saying it was Ferris Bueller's, and I was like, all right, I don't know what kind of food they have or whatever, but Ferris Wheelers now makes perfect sense with the Ferris wheel in the back.
And we had a whole conversation about it, and I was like, oh, when we're done, we'll just go check it out. We didn't want to eat outside. It was a little too hot for us.
It's scorching in Texas. I don't think anybody wants to be there.
I'm stupid. I waited for Shelby to come back before hitting the like. Thank you. Yeah, Johnny does. Thank you so much for gifting Garden of Eater membership. If you did get gifted that lovely Garden of Eater membership, make sure to email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com, and you'll get your member-only sticker and a 10% off discount code to our website.
But Ferris Wheelers was delicious. And thank you again, Johnny Best. Really appreciate it. Shelby, great job on the promotion for the shrimp code there. You really nailed it. But the barbecue, we got like a smoked platter of like, I can't remember how many pounds of each one of their smoked meats, but it ended up working out great. There was plenty of food for the 4 of us. The ribs were phenomenal. That really stole the show, but they had some great sauces there. The barbecue sauce there was really, really
Ooh,
good.
we didn't get a bottle to go.
I know.
What was wrong with us?
I don't know. We'll have to go back
This
there
girl's
next
tearing
year
me
when we go.
apart.
Yeah, she's on the move. She does not want to be held now. She behaved for the first part of the live stream, but it's going downhill. After we ate dinner, though, we went back to the shrimp contest, made sure all the shrimp were doing all right after being acclimated and added to the tanks. I touched up a couple of things on the table. Very unorganized at our table this time. We had way too much other stuff going on. Shelby scaped 2 tanks for Pet Supplies Plus. It was really cool to see them there getting active and more personal with some of the actual aquarium customers, because you go to a lot of these pet stores and you feel like the aquarium section just doesn't get a lot of love.
Well, I would say Pet Supplies Plus is going in a new direction. They have the vice president of Pet Supplies Plus, really great guy. He's trying to implement more hobbyists into certain positions so that they can understand and actually have better things for animals at their stores, and that their associates also know and are able to educate customers on the correct things. Like that's probably one of our biggest complaints is a lot of times you go into a pet store, and yes, they might know how to take care of this, but then they'll recommend an Oscar for 30-gallon tank. So, it's really cool to see that. Like I've met the person in person, so hopefully things get better and the future of pet keeping gets better. Because not only them, but I also did escape for Chewy. And you would just think that those are just people reselling online, but one of their main people that run the booth that run Chewy and took it over is a hobbyist himself. Really great guy. And it was a pleasure to do a escape for them. They had like the most grown out plants I've ever seen in my life to do an aquascape with. And like he wished he could have done it himself. It's so cool to see a hobbyist that wanted to put up all the tanks at a booth like that, and like they run something like that. So things are a little bit cooler than people see. It is a corporation, but there's so many hobbyists getting into it. Like just even thinking about API, and Callie is one of those people that are working for them. Was exciting to see and know someone that is infatuated with the hobby, that will, go on to do great things and make the hobby different. And it's weird to see in our time because there are so many people. Because there's so many people in the hobby that have already paved the path for us. Sorry, she's stealing the show. Yeah. Tell them. Are you gonna tell them? Yeah. You need to enunciate your words better, or they don't understand you.
I gotta give another shout out to Callie, because she made sure that during the show on Saturday and Sunday that we got food. Our little buddy Richard made sure that Shelby had body armor to drink during the show, and then New Local Austin and Vibes. They go to this little diner every morning for breakfast. It's a little mom and pop diner, and they bring us biscuits and gravy in the morning. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we were only fed because of them, and had all the energy. So that the one thing that we really do love about going to Dallas is the food. Saturday night, they also took all the vendors out to the normal barbecue and bar spot, and that's always really good food. I'm not a beer drinker, so I sampled a couple of them, but didn't really find any that made me turn into a beer drinker, a beer connoisseur. And After that is when it really got fun, though. All right, because we went to 3 different ice cream spots. First spot was a spot we've already been to before, Milk and Cream. They cut a donut in half. They put ice cream in it. The donut is hot. The ice cream is cold. They're both delicious. Together is a combination that you have to try if you haven't already had one, right? Next door was a mochi shop that had ice cream sandwiches made out of large mochi cookies. I had one that was dipped in white chocolate and raspberry.
It's not mochi.
Not
if
mochi.
It was mochi,
I'm
I
so
would be
sorry.
happy. It's
Oh my god.
macaroons.
Macaroons.
Yeah, you did this to the kids, and like, man, they were probably thinking we had some good mochi, and we didn't. I wish it was mochi.
Macaroons.
It would have been so better. It's our
What
first
was I
time trying
doing?
macaroons ever, and it was an ice cream style. Of course, with us it would. I did not like macaroons, by the way. Not a fan.
Well, Shelby got one that was just too sweet.
I also tried the cookies and cream from Harley.
You didn't like that one? Oh.
No.
All right. Well, mine was pretty good. Mine was pretty good, but I would take the donut over the macaroon any day. And then, of course, across the street, we did this last year too, is Jenny's. I got like a citrus glazed cheesecake flavor. Really good, really refreshing. It was like that little pick me up to like fill the stomach, another void, so that way I could eat another donut with ice cream in it to top off the night. So I actually had 4 portions of ice cream. And I'm not going to say how many scoops were involved in some of the portions, but you know, it was only 4 portions, right? But yeah, the ice cream that night was phenomenal. The show that day was great. We finished up our aquascape. Like Shelby said, the plants were a little challenging. And the tank that we set up, we set it up, and then, you know, Shelby's having second thoughts on what's that? Shelby's having like second thoughts on whether or not the hardscape's good enough, and I'm like, when we get the plants in it, it's gonna look so good. Don't even worry about it. And guess what? Tissue cultures. And we knew that some of the tissue cultures were going to be grown out for the contest. So I'm like, all we need are those stem plants, right? And the stem plants were tiny and puny, and didn't really do the justice of filling the void that we wanted. I think this tank would have looked really insane if I could have had some jungle val or like some of these crypts that were kind of like draped over the archway of the aquascape tank. I think that would have filled it out.
Would have been so pretty.
Yeah.
In the front left.
And then some in the very back, we could have done some hair grass that could have arched over the little pathway too. I think that's what that tank was missing.
This thing's so stupid. It's not flipping. So I mean, I guess I could just share it with the screen real quick. No, that's not gonna work. I could just share it though. Give me a minute. Keep talking about something else.
But we've won pretty much every single award from the aquascaping contest except for best use of plants. And we've actually lost positions because we've added plants the wrong way. So I think we've both done quite a bit of We've both done quite a bit of research and learning and figuring out where the right place for plants is. And we got best use of plants. So a lot of pride in that one. First, second, and third were some really incredible tanks. Congrats to those guys. So we'll have to bring it in the next one so we can place in the finals again. Next time I want to do like an all rock tank because nobody did all rock.
Yeah.
And I
well,
felt
that's
like
our whole plan. And then for some reason that wood spoke to me and I was like, no, this is the way to go because I was trying to do nature style and it just wasn't. We just didn't have the time to do what we should have done in the first place. Girl. I lost
the pacifier. You lost it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just down there. What? Oh, the pacifier.
Oh.
Sorry, I lost the photo. Continue talking.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I only flooded once this entire show. I thought I drained out water to do a water change on the tank, and I thought I drained out one trash can worth. But there's probably a little bit of water still in the trash can. And when I dumped the trash can, there was no water in it. So when I filled it up, I was like, all right, this is going to be a perfect amount of water. I can walk away from it, not worry about flooding. And then I find out that my talk isn't at 2 o'clock, it's at 1 o'clock. So I'm like, oh, great. I got to go get the laptop ready. Shelby's got to feed the baby. I'm at the table while Shelby's feeding the baby, and John and Serena come up, and they're like, hey, your tank just flooded, da-da-da-da-da, where's Shelby? And I'm like, well, Shelby's feeding the baby. Can you please take care of this for me? And they did. They stepped up and took care of it. I didn't even get to say thank you for John, but Alex said everybody stepped in that was around there. So I could just see, like, Austin like, helping out and everybody else to clean up the tank. So really appreciate everybody's community service, all of them working together, helping one another out, building up the Aquascape community. It's really great to see, and really cool to work with, a wood Aquascape and try something different, learn something new. So if we learned anything, it's definitely go back to the rules and the emails and figure out what plants you're going to have to work with before we build the scape, because we just assumed it was going to be the same as always.
Yeah. Oh, this is annoying. Like, how does this happen?
But we did get to bring the tank home, so there is a tank in the driveway, and
in the driveway. I thought you got it in the garage. Oh, my goodness.
I said I got it out of the car. I didn't say where it went.
You're annoying.
It's on a stand.
Okay. What is going on? I hate technology.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, this was, I've sent it to the computer 3 times. Like, where is it going?
Well, there is another folder here, maybe.
That's just my phone. You're literally
Oh.
on my phone.
Oh. I didn't know that. You can't make that bigger at all?
Hold on.
Oh, there you go. So anyways, the Aquascape contest, lots of fun. We really enjoyed it. Here is our, you got it shared?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Goodness gracious. Give me a second. It just took me forever to figure it out.
Myra. You're going to be crazy when you're starting to walk.
There we go.
When you get into everything. You have to keep all the quesadillas away from you.
That's for sure. So, there we go.
So here's our tank. Shelby and myself, we named it the Brink. I can't remember why now.
Because it's almost touching. So it's on the brink.
All right, well, she wants you now.
Speak? Just speak?
I'm so tired. I'm so out of it. We drove home through the night last night, but give me the awards and I'll go over the shrimp contest.
You're supposed to talk about the tank.
We heard it. What else more is there to talk about? We did mostly wood. You can see the little tiny stem plants in the back that we used. They were not as grown out as I would have liked them to be, but we took home the best use of plants. So I used them to the best of that I could, and Shelby did a phenomenal job with the wood. I think this is something new, and you get to work with it. And it's nice to do an Aquascape competition where they provide all of the materials, because you get to work and do different things that you've never even thought you could try out and you get to practice with it. And if you win, that's awesome. And if not, you know, you didn't really have to spend any of your own money on any of the materials or anything. All right. So I'm going to pull up the shrimp contest awards and winners. So for the American Shrimp Contest Dallas 2025, Category 1 is Neocaridina, all types and colors. Third place, William Parks. Second place is Richard Reynolds. Congratulations, Richard. And first place is Michael Esposito. Category 2 is Caridina Crystals, all colors and grades. Third place is Jacob Waters, and first and second place go to Richard Reynolds. And then category 3 is Taiwan Bees, all colors and grades. First place is Himanshu, and second place is Rachel Mudez. And then category 4 is I wasn't showing off the awards.
I just wanted them out of
Oh,
reach.
I'm sorry. Okay. Category 4 is Tiger Berries. You put Toger.
Nice. They're Toger variants.
Toger variants, all patterns and colors. Third place is William Parks. Second place is Jacob Waters. First place is Ruben Melendez. That's Mr. Shrimp Pimpin' himself, if you didn't know. Category 5 is Caridina Crossbreeds, normal eyes. Third place is Chu Lee. Second place is Himanshu, and first place is also Himanshu. The ladder. And then category 6 is Caridina Crossbreeds, eye morphs. You have first and second place go to Mr. Shrimp Pimpin' himself. And then the best of show and people's choice is actually the same exact category as shrimp, and that goes to Himanshu for his metallic boas, the green ones. Sorry. Big shout out and thank you to Aqua L for donating all of the aquariums throughout the contest. They look phenomenal. They ran flawlessly. I really like the fact that you get the little oxygen bubbles that come out of the pump, and you're getting everything the shrimp need out of there. There were some heaters on display, but being in Texas, we didn't need them heaters, and it was.
The people actually were testing the water because they thought we had heaters on.
Yeah, and thank you Aqua L as well as Ultra Fresh Shrimp Foods. They really knocked it out of the park. Everybody that won one of these awards also gets a shrimp food, and they gave out samples. So we had a bunch of free samples on the tables for all the people that came to the show, and we split it up. So some people got them on Monday or Saturday. Some people got them on Sunday. We also had the bags of the award winners on the table, and people just took the bags. So some people got some big free samples, but I quickly noticed that was happening. Yelled out for Shelby before she disappeared.
It was for the photos, so Ultra Fresh, so everyone could see who helped sponsor the contest, and we're supposed to put them away. And just, I didn't think that someone would take full size containers of food. But that was on us.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have backups that we can get from our stash, so it wasn't too bad. So, Danya Belly Dan said, "How often do you feed shrimp lollies, and what's your favorite kind?"
So, shrimp lollies are more of a gimmick, and I don't really use them too often.
Because we have sticks in our tanks back here.
If
There's one.
If we're doing a live stream, I think we did that for New Year's. I'll probably put 4th of July. If we do a live stream around that time, I'll do them again because it's little sparklers or whatever. When somebody comes to the house, I'll do it. if the kids have
For
a
fun.
friend or something over there, it's a gimmick food.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite one, the shrimp envy food ones. I also like the ones from Crawfish Empire. He's got the dragon fruit ones. Those
Cool.
are pretty cool too. So
That's one. That's my favorite interesting one. But I do love the shrimp and beef ones. They seem to be really good. Um, the shrimp just enjoy them really well. They devour them really fast. It's a good little thing, but I wouldn't use this as a feeding all the time. This would be, I think it's great to use these for like culling, because it does really bring them all out, and you can sit there and stare at them, or just some fun for videos. Spaghetti Nona said, Shelby K, I enjoyed spending some time this evening going back through your shorts. Very relaxing and inspiring. That means a lot to me. It I get down on myself a little bit because I don't get like they just stop at a certain point and they don't get like shared anymore. But it's so nice to know so many people still do watch it that actually know me. So it's really, really inspiring. Thank you. Hopefully have some more coming out. I definitely have a lot of videos I have yet to post, from like global, to other shows that I've done, aquascapes, to short little ones that I've done at home. And then now, like, of course, I got 4 more from the show we just did. So, but thank you for watching. Sorry, I am so out of it.
and then also big thank you to Shrimp Studio as well as Lucky Aquatics. They also supported to help the shrimp contest go on, and without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to pay for the booth space to be at Aquashella, to have everything that we need for the prize money, as well as getting awards and everything like that, so we can keep the contest looking good. And big shout out to Harley for making the shrimp awards once again. She's not happy. I'll take her.
She can go anywhere.
Yeah. And then, did we say thank you to Phil already for the gifted sub? Oh, did I just click away?
It's fine. It's fine. We can say thank you.
I'm sorry.
And I can go back.
Thank you, Phil. Really appreciate your support. If you got that gifted membership, please.
Why are you? She has been like nonstop wanting me for like the past 2 days. I don't know what her. She's growing or. Thank you so much.
You're making this live stream more difficult than we've
just
ever
a
had. But thank you, Phil. If you got that membership, please reach out to us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com. Let us know your name and address so we can send you that all-exclusive sticker and a 10% off code to our website, tjoeshrimp.com. Yeah.
Thanks again. Brandon said, if most people said there's a tank in the driveway, people might be nervous. Not Grant. That's funny. Yep. No. So it's such a common thing around here. Just have tanks in random spots. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, if there was a police chase and like a guy had to like cut through our yard, he wouldn't be happy.
Richard, cool. Thank you so much. Lucia said it was really interesting scape. I love the shape and flow of the wood. Thank you. The one thing I definitely always love is like just bringing the flow to the tank, and I think I have mastered flow. Now, if I could just master layers, that would be great. That is like that's the hardest thing in aquascaping, besides aquascaping with a baby, who's been doing this the whole weekend, and just terrorizing her mother, beating me up. But that is, we talk about this a lot on the Pisces live stream because that's mainly where I talk about aquascaping. But layers are so important. And like, even when we talk to other people who've done competitions, they kind of try to explain to us the layers. And even though you think you have layers, it's not really perceiving to other people that it's layers. So it's always just been so hard. I think we did a good job with at least creating 2 layers, and some depth to our tank. It just needed a little bit more, and we just
We had 3 layers.
We didn't have, the front, the mid, and the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
There needed to be
a more clear
1 or 2 more, and it would have been better.
Yeah, and I would. Mike, New Local Austin, went out of his way to get me paints, and then I didn't even have time to use them and paint the background, so that sucked. But it was so thoughtful of him to go get me paints, because all I wanted to do was paint a cotton candy sky for that background. Because on the way up, it was nothing but cotton candy skies. It was so beautiful, and just enjoyed it. I get that feeling when we go places, and there's always the artist behind there that I just want to be able to paint, and I don't get to very often. And she is just cranky today. Just mentioned. What's going on?
She's got so much hair now.
I can't see. I know. I also really like Bilal's. Okay, that was like, what is going on? He got second. Yeah, that one, he did a really good job, which is crazy because we both kind of did, it wasn't similar in the sense, but we both had a cave in the front right. His was really, really tight and really nice. So I was really jealous on how good he got his cave. In ours, you could see the cave. Like, let me pull that back up real quick. My mouse isn't working. So in the little right-hand corner is a cave, which in the photo, it looks so cool. Like, you can see the cave. But in person, you really could not see that cave, and it wasn't coming off the way I wanted it to. So I was getting a little frustrated with it, and that's like the moment where I was just like, I'm getting annoyed now. But the cave turned out so nice in there. You could see it. So that was cool. But he had his little cave, and it had so much depth. He really did a good job. He always does a good job. All the people that won definitely did. I think that there wasn't one tank in the competition that I didn't like. Every tank had a unique style to it.
No, there's 3 tanks that I could do without.
What is wrong with you? Ours?
No.
Can you show the best in show? That's funny. I don't have like a great picture, but I do have one that I shared today. Let's see if I can pull it up. Give me 1 second. You talk about something while I find
this. There's not much else to talk about, I don't think. We did the shrimp con. Oh, my talk, I guess. I'll talk about my talk.
My goodness.
I spoke at 1:00 on Sunday. Packed house. I want to say that was the best talk that I have done to date. I hit all of my jokes. I didn't mumble or stutter or do anything real crazy that was like, oh man, I shouldn't be doing that or anything like that. I went through it and I got a lot of good feedback and had plenty of time to answer a bunch of questions afterwards. So can't find it now.
It's on my story, but like I don't know how to flip through the pictures on the story. Oh, you gotta love it. Can't be easy. What is with you? You need to get all this energy out. Okay, this is who am I on? Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. All right, I give up. It is on my story. It's one of the shrimps. It's kind of darker, but it's in the line of shrimps. And it's a really beautiful metallic boa. There will be a video coming out. I did film. It's not the best film, but it's decent. It's going to get the point across. You're going to see the shrimp, at least one of each style in the tank. So... she needs one of those like swings or something to bounce in to get all this energy out. Hello, Scotty. Laughing about the tank in the driveway. There's a tank. So like already taking the tank home. I'm just thinking about the tank that's on our front porch. It's
I got
Crazy.
a buyer for that one already.
Peplin, do you?
Yeah.
Peplin Creek Aquatics member for 29 months. That is crazy. Thank you so much. Said baby wants ice cream. Of course she does. She loves ice cream for sure.
I did talk to Shrimp Time. Shrimp Time was the booth directly across from us next to the shrimp contest. Wonderful art. They got all these cute little pins and bags and hats and socks and you name it. They've put shrimp on it. All right. It's awesome. And since Sam is taking so long, I went over there and I showed them Sam Scales print. I told them our budget. I told them what we'd like to do, and I gave them pretty much free, full creativity. But I explained to them it needs to be exclusive. Whatever they're giving to us, they can't just sell it at their booth.
What's going on?
So we're working on doing something else for the members only. My buddy Mike, the diver man, had a picture. What's it called?
Cartoon drawing of Diverman and Mike with the traveling tank. If you haven't seen that, it is so cool. PNW does it.
Commissioned by the Ninja Turtles guy. That's what I was looking for.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What did I say?
Ninja Turtles. I don't know.
It's the same thing. But the guy that draws the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It's incredible. And it was at a price, but I feel like it was a very reasonable price for it. It was so cool. Like, hopefully we could get something done one day, but we got to come up with a good idea for the person. But
this is also our first show where we got a little more into our pond plants. I got a bunch of irises and some lilies. The lilies sold out right away. The irises did really well. So we've got some new plants that we'll be keeping in our list. I got to figure out if the irises do well up north. There's a lot of people that were asking. I did not see any newts, just a bunch of axolotls. You want to say you saying goodnight to stream? I mean, I'm pretty much I'm tapping out here soon too. So
at least have a fun chat.
Myra's done for the night. Shelby's done.
Bye. Thank you guys so much. I'm so sorry. She seems to not want anything to do. Can you say bye? Can you say bye? Yeah.
Mike said that there's skinks, but no, probably not newts. Oh, maybe probably newts. He's caught wild sailfin mollies, and Barton Springs has a salamander. That's pretty cool. That's something to check out. Yeah, we wanted to use way more plants up there for sure. I wanted to make that like a thick, dense jungle, and then the rest of the plants to kind of arch over the same kind of direction that the wood was going. Awesome, Phil. Really excited to meet you in person. I hope you enter some shrimp into the contest as well. Hanging out with Mike and Harley was awesome. Mike was answering questions in Spanish. Oh yeah, we go to a real authentic Mexican taco place, and the lady didn't speak any English, but she saw the little micro tank on the table, and she had so many questions for Mike. And of course, the whitest guy in the group speaks the best Spanish, and was able to go and have a full conversation about his reef tank with her, and she was so into it. It's really cool to see those special moments like that where you're out and in just a common area, and you've got people that are probably not really interested in aquariums but think that's the coolest thing ever. So we had it with us when we were out at Donuts. We had it with us at both barbecue spots, and who's ever sitting in front of the tank has the best spot in the entire facility. One of his sexy shrimp is actually pregnant, so that was cool. I found that out. And, or Shelby found that out, and trying to take pictures to show Mike and teach him what might happen with the shrimp. So it'd be cool to see him breed sexy shrimp in that little tiny aquarium of his. That's really a cool accomplishment to achieve. Highlight of the weekend, though, definitely hanging out with you guys, the group and everything. I our after Sunday dinner at tacos. That's the spot from now on for Aquashella, and great group of people. Zen Ginger just got in. I rarely make it to visit these days, but had a minute before a Kroger run and wanted to come and say hi. Well, hello and goodbye. Um, I know I'm fading. It is probably 24 hours without me getting, or 48 hours without me getting good sleep. So I'm gonna get to it and catch up on the orders tomorrow. If you're waiting on something from us, thank you for being patient. But yeah, we got to return the rental car, catch up on orders, and hopefully I get cracking on my international plant layout contest tank. So we got work to do. Take care, everybody. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and those who helped us this weekend. Really appreciate you all. Thank you, guys.